There are parts of the world where few of us would dare go. Where terrain is tough and temperatures unforgiving. And where mysterious myths and infamous legends still linger in the shadows. I'm Francesca Chiorando, and I'm on a mission to discover some of the most treacherous corners of the globe.
Dangerous!
Yeah, sorry! Ah!
Some scary, and others dangerous.
Genuinely thought I might die.
Places where the landscape has shaped its people. Are these really some of the most challenging places on Earth?
This place hits every single one of your senses with a sledgehammer.
And what will I discover when I get there? I'm over 3,000 kilometers from home, on the peak of a glacier. There's a storm coming in.
My God, how strong is this wind?
And I'm on the trail of a monster. I'm in Iceland, a sparsely populated island where fire and ice coexist. And volcanoes, glaciers and earthquakes visibly shape the land. But I'm not here in search of natural wonders. I'm in search of the supernatural. Local folklores tell of hidden people who live in volcanic rocks, trolls that lurk in icy caves, and serpents that lie in freezing cold waters. While I might be skeptical myself, it's been reported that over half of Iceland's population believe in mythical creatures, and I'm on a mission to find out why. Iceland is a volcanic island marooned at the top of the globe. It's home to just 325,000 people. I've arranged to meet a local guide who's been exploring the furthest corners of his homeland for the past 30 years.
Billy?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Francesca, how'd you do?
Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Vili Gotti has experience in all things Icelandic, including legends and monster hunting. He should be able to shed light on what's really lurking in the wilderness.
I've heard some stories about mythical creatures and monsters here in Iceland. How much truth is there to that?
Depends on the creature and the story. Some of them are a little bit out there, but some of them have some truth in them.
Well, I need your help whilst I'm here to try and find out.
All right, here we have some stuff we need to load onto the truck. Basically, we prepare for the worst, expect the best. It's very, very merciless. The weather and the elements are just, we have been fighting for survival for the last 1,000 years.
It's a lot wilder here than I expected.
I mean, it's all very beautiful. It's also
Real, this is
really
real.
dangerous stuff. You know, if you go out into the mountains like on a beautiful day and then 10 minutes later you have a whiteout and a storm and can't you find your way back, and then hypothermia kicks in and then you're done.
Great.
This is a very real threat,
Yeah.
you know. So
we're going to be prepared.
yes. Okay, let's load up.
Temperatures here can get as low as minus 40 degrees Celsius, and it's not uncommon for visitors to go missing.
There's a lot of things that you're going to see that you were
I'm not
expecting.
Yeah.
We're packing an assortment of survival gear, and I can see why.
This weather is brutal. I think I may have underestimated Iceland quite a lot, and I'm not sure what I'm letting myself in for.
The terrain here is rugged too. Many of Iceland's roads are no more than dirt tracks, And if you're going monster hunting, you need a monster truck. Our first stop is just minutes away.
Here's one of the most powerful hot springs in Iceland. This is a geothermal area, and we are in a very volcanic area, and that makes this place very unstable.
And it stinks. It absolutely...
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. This is the sulfur. Some people call it the smell of hell.
These naturally occurring mud pools and steam vents form where boiling hot water from deep underground rises to the Earth's surface. Their pungent, eggy smell is a natural gas called hydrogen sulfide. It indicates that water in the springs has penetrated great depths. It's hard to find my way as the steam wraps itself around us.
Stay on the path, please.
Path? I can't see the path!
Yeah, you could step through the mud and stand in a boiling pool of water.
The danger here is very real, with temperatures reaching 300 degrees Celsius. And according to Vili, it's not just boiling hot water I need to be worried about.
I'm going to take you to the most dangerous hot spring in the area, where the ghost lives.
These springs are collectively named Gunnarva, after a ghost called Gunnar who once haunted the area.
So what happens here that makes people believe there's a ghost here?
There was a woman who died.
Okay.
She was renting a house owned by this evil lawyer. And when she couldn't pay the rent, he went to her house and he took the most valuable thing she had, which was basically just a pot, which he used to boil her food with.
Okay.
And she was so devastated that she died.
Sounds quite temperamental. She died over the loss of a pot.
Well, this was, you know, the most valuable thing she had, and to cook her food. She had nothing.
When the pallbearers carried Gunnar's coffin to her funeral, they noticed that it was suspiciously light.
When they were burying her, the guys who were burying the grave, digging the grave, they could hear that, you know, don't make the grave too deep. I won't stay here for long.
Gunnar returned from the dead as a ghost, killed the landlord, and terrorized the area. Life became unbearable, so a local pastor laid an unusual trap for her using a ball of yarn.
He came here and he had this yarn, and he basically found the ghost because he was running around here. He gave her a piece of the yarn, and then he threw the yarn ball, and it rolled into the hot spring, and she followed it.
Gunnar followed the yarn into the boiling hot spring, and the priest performed an exorcism. Despite this, her angry presence can still be felt here.
This hot spring has temper, not just a regular, like, boiling temper, but it's like, sometimes there are explosions here. Gunna is always here. She's always, like, doing some...
Waiting to pounce.
Yeah, maybe she's just trying to get out.
To generations gone by, the Earth's volcanic power bubbling so close to the surface must have seemed like a gateway to hell. You can certainly see why there's a ghost story attached to this place.
This place hits every single one of your senses with a sledgehammer. The noise, the natural power that's here is overwhelming. Is there a ghost? I'm not convinced, but I'm open-minded.
While I might be skeptical about Gunnar the ghost, the Icelandic people do take their folklore pretty seriously. 54% of Icelanders believe in elves, dwarves, and other mystical creatures who build their homes inside certain rocks and lava formations. During the construction of several roads, workers have attempted to move these rocks, only for their equipment to break down, forcing the project to be diverted or abandoned. The town of Hafnarstræti is famous for having one of Iceland's largest settlements of elves. And Sibba Karlsdottir has agreed to show me where they live.
Oh,
Francesca.
Sippa, very nice to meet you.
And you.
But what are elves?
Well, I can tell you a story about the genesis of elves.
Okay.
When God came for a visit to Adam and Eve, to see their home and family. Eve wanted her children to be clean. But time was short and children were many, so when God had arrived, some of the kids were still dirty. And Eve felt ashamed of them, so she hid them. When God had visited, he said, "Do you have more kids?" "Nope." But of course, God knew, and he said, "What's hidden to me shall be hidden to humans." And these children started to live in rocks and hills. They can show themselves if they choose to, but rarely do. What you have to do to see them, you have to have your third eye open.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
The third eye is a mystical, invisible eye which some people believe gives perception beyond ordinary sight.
Have you ever seen any elves?
Only in my dreams.
Oh. But here is somewhere where we can find them, maybe.
In this park is the biggest colony of these creatures.
I'd better keep my third eye open then. But if Sibba's only seen elves in her dreams, I wonder whether I stand a chance.
Have you ever been with anyone who's seen elves?
Yes. There was a lady that passed away recently. She saw them all her whole life.
Is it quite rare?
Yes, it's less than a handful that I know that have seen them. So this is a home of an elf family here.
Inside the rock?
Yes, that's
okay, because in my head I'm thinking there's a little elf house here. But then I'm thinking,
it's
well,
a
if they're
big
this
house.
big.
Yeah.
So this whole rock is an
It's
elf
an elf house, yeah.
There could be elves all around me.
This is a beautiful place here. Some years ago, there was a lady from Switzerland who was a seer, could see those creatures. And she told me that up here, you see to the right, the hills here, there's a gathering place for the elves in the park. This is where they come together,
So they have
hear the
their social.
news, and yes.
I still haven't seen any elves.
Well, up here on this rock, this big rock, are many elf houses.
Okay. What do they look like? Are they small? Are they big? Are they...
Elves are maybe from this height and up to this here.
Okay.
They are a little bit strange looking. They have skinny legs, skinny arms, big ears. If you meet somebody and you're not quite sure if this is a hidden being, elf, or a human being, you can always check by looking under their nose.
Okay.
Because if there's almost just one big nostril, almost no bridge here, then it's no, you're human.
I'm definitely human.
Yes.
I want to get to the bottom of why Icelanders are so wary of damaging an elf rock.
Why is it that here in Iceland elves are taken so seriously? Towns are planned around elves.
Yeah.
Things are moved because of them. People genuinely fear the wrath of the elves.
I can tell you there was a lady who made a radio program. She asked Icelanders on the street if they believed the elves were here or not. Some said yes, some said no. Those who said no, she said, "Can you come with me and break down an elf rock?" Every single one said no, they wouldn't want
So
to do
even
it.
when they didn't believe,
Yeah,
they
just
still believed a little bit to not take the risk.
Yes.
Can elves actually be dangerous, though?
Not as long as we treat nature well and don't break down their houses or do something bad. Then they can put a spell on you and you can have a bad fortune and lose your money or break your legs, something bad. But they can get quite upset.
So it seems the elves are nothing to fear, unless you upset them.
Before I met Sibba, I was skeptical about the idea of elves, and I thought of them as something that came from fairy tales. I'm not saying I believe in them, but if you asked me to break up an elf rock, I'm pretty sure I would not be taking that risk.
Sibba left me wondering, if Icelanders live in fear of elves, what other creatures might be lurking in the wilderness? I've heard stories about trolls living in the mountains, and I want to find out more. Villy's pointed me in the direction of a local bookshop.
Hi,
Hi.
can I help?
Yes, I'm looking for some information on trolls.
Bjarni Hardison is a folklore expert with a particular interest in trolls.
What exactly is a troll?
Troll. Trolls are creatures living in the mountain, but also according to the word and according to the legends, troll is the one that is out of control. To be a troll is to be out of control.
To be out of control?
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I did not know that.
They are completely out of control, therefore they are trolls.
What do trolls look like?
Big, different from one story to another, how big, but ugly they are. we have one of them here. They are a lot bigger than humans.
So they really are very horrendous looking, aren't they?
Yes, yes. They are creatures from the other world.
What is the other world?
The world of the devil.
So they're not good creatures?
No, some of them definitely are very dangerous. Some of them are cannibalists. They eat people and they do everything they can do to kill them, and they are terrible creatures.
If I wanted to go and find a troll, where would I look?
There are different places. One of the oldest and one of the most interesting story about troll is the story about Bardor house. You could go, actually, I show you here on a map. You could go here on the end of the peninsula. There you have the Snæfellsnes glacier.
According to folklore, one of Iceland's most infamous trolls lives high in a glacier on the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. The Bardor saga, as it's known, probably dates back to the early 14th century and has been passed down from generation to generation. If I wanted to go and find Bardor, would that be dangerous? Would it be something maybe you would advise against?
Yeah, you have to be careful at least. I don't think you will find him. He's more clever than that, and he will do some tricks.
So Bjarni thinks there's a genuine reason to fear Bardor. What kind of tricks could he mean? Surely trolls are just make-believe, aren't they? The following morning, Vili and I are up early.
So we're just starting out for the day. It's absolutely freezing cold. We've got a really long journey ahead of us. I think we're going about 200 kilometers. But we are going troll hunting.
We're following Bjarni's tip-off that there's a troll called Bardor at the top of the Snæfellsnes glacier. I want to get to know Iceland better, so along the way we're going to make a few stops. First of all, Vili wants to pick up snacks for the road.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Ja, welcome. Come on. Beautiful, nice.
This place looks more like something from a horror movie than a rest area.
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Nice.
Why do I get the feeling that this is going to be anything but nice?
Þetta gott. Nei, þetta gott. Þetta góð lykt.
What is this?
Þetta Grænlands hákarl.
Greenland shark.
Shark.
Já.
And why is it like this? What is this?
Af hverju hann svona?
Því Grænlands hákarl, hann brjóskfiskur og brjóskfiskar ekki með nýru, þess vegna þvagefni í honum, þess vegna verður að fara viss verkun fram.
Yeah. Okay, this is a Greenland shark, and this type of shark is very different from many other sharks. It doesn't have any kidneys, for instance. That's why the urine has to kind of break down inside the meat.
The high urine content of the Greenland shark makes it poisonous when fresh, so it has to be fermented in a unique way.
How long's it here for?
Fyrst í 6 vikur í box, það sem kalt, þá kemur ammoniak.
6 weeks in a box where it's cold, that brings out the ammonium, and then they hang it up for 4 months.
And you eat this?
Og nú þetta það hollasta sem við eigum á Íslandi til að bjóða þér.
Yeah, this is the most wholesome food you can have in Iceland.
Sjáðu. Þetta Nei.
The stench of urine hits the back of my nose and makes me want to be sick.
They love everything with a strong smell.
It's strong. It is strong.
The smell of this stuff makes me gag. The idea of putting it in my mouth fills me with terror.
Hér, skera hér. Ha?
Til að taka fyrir tröll.
Hér, skera hér.
I hope there's no poison left in this meat. As hard as I try, I just can't swallow the shark meat.
Lúta hana, finna.
Now you're starting to feel. Now just down it.
Nei, nei.
Down it goes.
Já, svona.
Yeah, that's it.
Kom on.
I can still taste ammonia in the meat, and the slimy texture is even worse. I hope I never have to eat anything like that, ever again. Everything about this place is alien to me. The food, the landscape, and even some of the animals. I've noticed that the horses here look different to back home, so I've asked Villy to stop off at a horse farm, where I should be able to find out more.
Hi.
Hi,
Francesca.
Haukur.
How do you do?
Very good news.
I'm good.
Hakor's family have owned Laxness Horse Farm since 1968.
These horses are beautiful.
That they are.
They're very different from horses you see in England. They're quite
Yeah.
sturdy and strong little legs.
Yeah, the Icelandic horse is a very old breed by now. Got isolated here with the rest of us for 1,000 years.
But they've adapted to the landscape, I suppose.
This is an ancient breed. Comes from China, distantly related even to the Mongolian horse.
Are we able to take these chaps out and go for a ride?
That we can.
This being Iceland, I sense that this isn't going to be a normal horse ride.
Is there anything I need to know, any dangers out there before we go?
We're going to cross a river down here, which is known to be home of a negur. It's an ancient water spirit in the form of a horse. You can always tell them apart from regular horses because their hooves are backwards. He will try to drag you into the water. If at any point you do find yourself on the back of one, you say his name and he'll stop.
Are these stories quite popular in Iceland? Does it exist to maybe warn people?
Yeah. Folklore is designed to keep children and people from doing something foolish in nature. Our ancient folklore is very dark.
Icelandic folklore says that the Nikor would lie in wait near rivers or lakes that were difficult to cross. It acted docile, tempting people to mount and ride across. But as soon as the rider climbed upon the beast's back, the Nikor would drag them underwater. I don't get the feeling that there are any Nikor here, but I definitely don't like the idea of going in this icy water. I wonder whether some of these stories were told to warn people about nature's perils. I'm certainly a long way from anyone who could rescue me if I got into trouble. As we continue our journey towards the Snæfellsnes Glacier, I'm feeling more and more isolated. Villy leads me down to a remote beach, and I'm reminded of that feeling I got in the park with Sibba. That feeling that there are eyes everywhere.
This place is very special. Every time you go through here, you have to kind of ask for permission. You don't have to really say it, just kind of think about it.
Ask for permission from whom?
From the dwellers, from the ones that live in the rocks. These are hidden people, elves.
As we make our way onto the beach, there's another somber reminder of Iceland's inhospitable nature.
What is this?
This is debris from a British trawler that was shipwrecked here in 1948. It had a crew of 19 people, and only 5 were saved. It's one of many shipwrecks around the Icelandic coastline.
Did not expect to see this here at all.
Even if I'm skeptical about the dangers posed by elves or trolls, there's no denying the perils of nature.
There are hundreds of trolls surrounding us right now. They have been turned into stone, and you can see them. Look at the stones for a while, and as soon as you see a face or something that resembles a body, that's a petrified troll. They're there, you just have to look for them.
I can see what Vili means. These stones take on an ominously human form.
Why do trolls get turned into stone?
They can only walk around in the night, in darkness. If the sun hits them, they turn into stone. That's common knowledge in Iceland. Can you see them? Just look around.
There's one there.
It's got a nose and everything.
He's got a nose, a little mouth and an eye.
It seems that I've encountered my first trolls, but these ones have been petrified. I want to find a living troll.
We know we're looking for a specific troll.
Yeah.
We're looking for Bardor.
Yeah.
But why have you brought me here?
This is where Bardur's history in Iceland started. He came from Norway with a bunch of other people who were looking for a better life. And he was a half troll, which means he was half human too. And he was living with the humans, trying to make a life for himself and his family. But this is where he started. This is, we are basically trying to follow in his footsteps.
Bardor hasn't always been known as a menacing troll. His mother was in fact human. And when he first arrived here on Djúpalandssandur beach, it was with a group of Norwegian immigrants. Vili hopes that by understanding his story and retracing his steps, we might be able to track him down. We climb higher up towards the glacier, where Bjarni suggested we might find Bardor. It's an eerie landscape that gets colder and more rugged the higher we go.
Do you see a troll somewhere? What is this? This head, a little bit to the left.
The pointy one or the next one up?
The big pointy one here, right in front of us.
Petrified trolls are scattered across the peninsula. The few people who live here say that Bardor watches over the area and can even control natural events like the weather. It's a battle to stay on our feet as we edge across the ice and through the biting wind.
Where are we?
This place is a very important place for Bardor. When Bardor settled here with his family, they stayed here in this cave. They would come here to have meetings. He was very fond of this place.
Is it possible that he could be in here?
Yeah, sure.
Legend has it that when Bardor first came to Iceland, he and his family took shelter here. I can't see a troll, but I'm clearly not the first person to visit this cave.
It looks like it has a lot of mystery to it with all the markings on the wall.
These markings were made by travelers who have been here for hundreds of years, passing through here, and just making a little stop and putting their name and maybe a date.
Some of the markings on the wall date back to the 18th century.
And as you can hear, the acoustics are really good here. This is the first place in Iceland, actually, that the reference of singing is connected to the name, so that's the Singing Cave.
How big are trolls? Because some of the petrified trolls we've seen are huge. But then somewhere like this, you couldn't fit more than shouldn't be able to fit one troll in here.
So when they're alive, when they're not turned into stone, they've been known to squeeze themselves into crevices and rocks.
The story goes that Bardor and other settlers would gather here to sing songs and shelter from the elements. These were happy times for Bardor, but they weren't to last.
We know that Bardor lived with humans, even though he was half a troll. But if he was able to live with people, why are we so scared of him?
The thing is that he was torn between the two worlds of the human and the troll world. But there was an incident that his troll nature got the better of him. There was this turning point where he lost his temper and there was no going back. He had 2 daughters. They were playing with his brother's sons all the time.
His nephews?
Yeah, just like kids do. So the boys were 11 and 12, and they were teasing one of his daughters. They put her on an iceberg and pushed her away, and she floated away to the ocean and went all the way to Greenland, actually.
So he lost his daughter?
Well, she disappeared and he didn't know what happened, so he thought she was dead.
When Bardor discovered that his nephews had tricked his daughter, he flew into an uncontrollable rage.
He could not control his emotions. He turned to the troll side. He got so mad at them, he went to his brother's sons, took them to the top of this mountain, and threw them off and killed them. And then after that, he became a troll. He disappeared into the glacier and has been kind of an entity in this area ever since.
It dawns on me that the only place I'll find Bardor is at the icy tip of the glacier where he exiled himself all those years ago. Before I go any further on my troll hunt, I want to put my own courage to the test. One of my greatest fears is swimming in cold water. And what better place to conquer that fear than here? Clayfarvan Lake is 10 square kilometers and 97 meters deep. There have also been sightings of a large serpent-like monster.
Hi.
I've arranged to meet Billy Jonathansen, a survival expert.
Billy, I really don't like swimming.
Okay.
And I really, really don't like the cold.
Okay. So we're gonna work with that though. So first of all, you will be wearing a dry suit, which will help with the cold. And also fins, which will help with the
Help
swimming.
me move.
Yeah.
Billy seems confident I can survive this, but how cold is it in there?
It is about 4-5 degrees Celsius. We're up in the highlands or in elevation. So it freezes during the night. And yeah, 4 or 5 degrees.
If we weren't wearing all of this kit, what would happen to us in that water?
So in wilderness medicine, there is this one rule or rule of thumb called 1-10-1. You have 1 minute to catch your breath, 10 minutes to get out of the water, and then if you manage to stay afloat, you have 1 hour possibly to live, to survive.
So we have 71 minutes to not die.
That's assuming that you can stay afloat. In a lake like this, there is not much to hold on to float.
Okay.
I'm definitely pleased Billy's here. Without his help, I could die of hypothermia. Even as I put on my dry suit and fins, I have a feeling of dread.
There could be anything in there. There could be absolutely anything, and that I find so scary.
At this moment, I feel extremely vulnerable.
So we're walking backwards a little bit, maybe a little bit to the side, so you can look backwards until you can sit down and float, and then we'll swim.
Many of Iceland's lakes are said to be inhabited by serpent-like creatures, which some say are descendants of dinosaurs. A worm-like creature the size of a large whale has been spotted in this one. And right now, I feel like bait. We stay in the freezing cold water for as long as I can stand. But even in my dry suit, the cold is biting into my skin. As the wind gets up, I think it's time to get out of here.
That water is absolutely freezing. And just before I went in, the weather turned. The wind's picked up, sun's gone away. It's just absolutely biting cold. My hands are frozen. And I've got flippers and I'm in the suit, but still, there is a genuine danger in the water. It's not something you mess about with.
I don't have much time left in Iceland, and I still haven't found any trolls. I know that they can't stand sunlight, and at this time of year, the days are almost 20 hours long. I think I need to go somewhere really, really dark, and survival expert Billy knows just the place to look.
Okay,
Yes.
right, let's do this.
I'm gonna attach you to this rope. There is gonna be a braking system which you can hold on, and even though you let go, you won't fall down.
Okay, good.
So, yeah.
Good to know.
Rofar Holshalir Cave was formed 4,600 years ago by a volcanic eruption. It's the third largest cave in Iceland,
Oh, it's not warm.
and the only way for a troll hunter to get inside is to abseil.
I'm literally going backwards on a rope, over a cliff edge, into a giant hole that ends up pitch black that I've never been into before.
One step back. Now you want to go on your right knee. Bend down on your knee, yeah. And the left knee,
Left knee.
yeah.
It's a tense moment as I lower myself into the cave. Once again, I feel like I'm being used as bait.
Just gonna
How do
hang
I
around
give
a little bit, hang there a little bit.
Yeah.
Part of me hopes there isn't a troll down there.
Now you're gonna lower yourself.
Okay. Am I safe to unclip now?
Okay, when you're safe, you can unclip.
From now on, I'm on my own.
It's a very unusual space to be in. I imagine once I go further in, it's going to get a bit darker, and maybe that's going to be a bit more the kind of place where I'd find a troll.
Rofar Cave is 1,360 meters long, and I'm going deep inside. Thousands of icicles line the treacherous cave floor.
They're quite magical. They look like a little city or something.
Time to turn on my headlamp. I'm more likely to find a troll at the back of the cave where it's totally dark. I feel a chill down the back of my spine, and it's not just from the cold.
I've made my way much further into the cave, and right now it is absolutely pitch black. There's no daylight at all, so it doesn't matter how long I stand here, I cannot see anything unless I turn my light on. It's quite spooky in here. I'm quite uncomfortable because I have my back towards the back of the cave, so every now and again you feel something and it kind of makes you jump. In all honesty, I don't know what's behind me. And now I'm here, I certainly don't want to wake up any troll that could be here, make too much noise, annoy it. Yeah, I'm actually pretty scared now, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to stay here any longer.
Perhaps I'm starting to believe in trolls after all, and there's one in particular that I still want to track down.
Tomorrow I have the biggest challenge yet, which is to get to the top of that mountain to find Bardor. Honestly, I cannot describe to you the level of awe I'm feeling right now. It's overwhelming, and it really, really makes me feel this is not an ordinary mountain.
Snæfellsjökull is a glacier covering the summit of a 7,000-year-old volcano.
Hi!
The ice cap covers the volcano's crater all year round. The only way for us to reach the top is by snowmobile.
Conditions are hell. It's so windy. It's so incredibly windy. I have no idea what it's going to be like at the top. I don't think I've ever worn this many clothes in my life. Okay, let's go find Bardor.
Bardor seems to be in a bit of a mood today.
I think back to my first meeting with Vili, when he warned me of the dangers of going up into the mountains.
My God, how strong is this wind? It's literally like swimming through the air. It's like he's trying to blow us away.
I've never been to the top of a glacier before, let alone ridden a snowmobile.
This here's the gas. No gears, just the gas.
Uh-huh.
And the brakes. Always keep your feet inside.
Yeah.
Never put them out. Even when you roll over, you don't put your feet out.
Is there a chance of rolling over?
It happens.
Okay.
But you just have to put your weight to keep it balanced.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's go.
As the story goes, Bardor was last seen disappearing into this glacier, and those who live in its shadow are convinced of his presence. He's said to watch over the area, and random acts of nature are often attributed to him. As we climb, the wind and snow worsen, and I think back to what Bjarni said about Bardor playing tricks on us. We make the decision to turn back before the risk of getting lost or falling from a ledge becomes too great.
My God, I like to do some stupid things, but there was a point there where that stopped being stupid and started being seriously dangerous. At one point, I lost both of you, and I could not see. I couldn't see the light, I couldn't see anything.
Perhaps Bardor doesn't want to be found, or perhaps he was here all along, a guardian and protector of the glacier.
We went up there to look for Bardor, and if we're going to believe in the legends, that was him telling us to back off.
Yeah, and he's still doing it. We are still
He's
here,
not
and
happy.
he's
He's
not
not
stopping until we're gone.
It's time for me to head back to civilization. Driving through this harsh and unforgiving landscape has helped me understand how this place has shaped generations of its people. Did I really encounter trolls back at that beach? And were there hidden folk watching me at the elf settlement? One thing is for sure, people really do believe the myths of this place. And when I return, I'll be treading carefully.